With the new AMD Ryzen chipset, we're having more power than before, and I've been doing all kinds of different tests, and the previous were, let's say, the 7000 series was quite good. So I was really intrigued to see what this 8000 can do. How is it with gaming, but also other features. So when it comes to Beelink and the overall build quality and the packaging, everything is doing like an overall premium feel. The form factor is quite nice and very compact, and has like a very nice plastic metallic look overall feel. But let's do a quick unboxing of all the other parts in the inside. The all famous card with hello. Yep. Even put some filth over it. That's kind of nice. The, of course, manual. We use a manual with some basic explanation, nothing very fancy. And then the power supply. So we're not having like the cool magnetic one that we have seen with the GTR series. A little bit of a downside, but hey, the barrel jack connection is just fine. And an HDMI cable, but we're not going to be using that today. We do use a power supply. Okay, what kind of power supply are we getting today? Because we do have some differences. So I do love these power supplies when it comes to like Beelink. They're quite good quality. This thing is a very bulky one, and let's take a close look at the specifications. So this is just a typical 19 volts with a total of 120 watts of power wattage there can actually pull from the wall. But let's do a quick overview of the Beelink machine itself. At the front we're finding the on-off switch, we having a barrel jack connection, an USB-C and a normal USB connection. Then another two USB ports, the RG45 LAN, only in single one. Then we're having display port, HDMI out, we're having another USB port, and another headphone jack out, and USB-C and the input for the power supply. Construction wise, it is an overall okay construction. Personally, I love those GTR that's completely made out of, or mostly out of metal. So this thing looks kind of nice. And when it comes to, let's say, the way how they're cooling this, you can just see all of the holes at the bottom, and we're having an exhaust over here at the back. So that's actually how they're going to be like cooling this thing. Okay, so the Beelink comes in different variations. So this is the AMD Ryzen 7 8845HS processor. This actually comes with 32 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage. We do have Wi-Fi 6 capability and the LAN is 2.5G. And I already mentioned before the 19 volts when it comes to the power supply, that is a 5.26 amp. Regarding the noise itself, when you're going to be booting it up, you will hear the fan itself spinning, but not that loud that it's going to be quite annoying. First time boot up, and the first thing that we're going to be doing, of course, is setting up Windows itself. But okay, so the system has been booted up into Windows, so choosing the language and setting everything up on the Beelink. And it's time to test bench and start playing some games. Alright, so let's take a close look at the CPU Z. It's time for a little bit of a wicked nerdy time. So over here I have the AMD Ryzen 7, it's also called codename Phoenix, with a max TDP of 45 watts. Technology is 4 nanometers. So this is the AMD Ryzen 7 8845HS with the Radeon 780M mobile graphics GPU. So let's go into the mainboard manufacturers AZW, model number the HSR number 8. So when it comes to the memory, we're having DDR5 over here installed, 32 gigabytes. So have been divided over 2 slots. That's one of the things that we have seen in the teardown. And if you're not, you have been skipping, you missed that out. But now you know. Over here with the 780M. And let's do some stress tests and let's see for fun. So for the temperatures, let's go into this. So we do have all of the cores showing voltages and everything that we're going to be needing. So let's see, let's go all the way down over here and we can see some package temperatures going 33.1 Celsius. At the moment it's a quite hot day, so you need to take consideration that it can be a little bit lower normally when it comes to a different, let's say, environment, when it comes to that clock speed and everything else. Over here we're having the crucials going around like 32 Celsius almost. And let's see what we're having when it comes to other like applications, GPU. Okay, so let's get into the stress test, and you can see in the max Celsius we're hitting is 52.6 now, and it's getting quite hot, of course, because of the compact design, but I'm quite surprised how good it overall performs. I think I'm also going to be doing a different bench and like a stress test later on. Going now into stress test just to see what happens now. Now we're going to be pushing this thing to the limit, 62.5 Celsius. But I think we can get even like crazier when it comes to this. So what I really love about these newer generation AMD Ryzen, I do use these to go to friends and play some indie games, and this is where they are just perfect for. Indie games on just 1080p, they will run perfectly, and even some older ones on 4K resolution and the highest graphic sets to the best preset you can do with a certain game. It's absolutely amazing, and I can tell you, I love these mini PCs for indie gaming in general.
2, 1, let's go! Right!
But let's crash the party with the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, and I will love to test these games out because they're quite demanding, normally needing a dedicated GPU when it comes to configuration. So we have set everything to high, and yup, we even have the option to play this on full HD. With the 7000 we had a great performance, and let's get into the game with the 8000 series.
We haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex Commandos to world domination. This time.
But let's see, with it comes to the Dead or Alive situation over here. So full screen is going to be implemented. We're going to be setting this to 1, or better said, put it on off. That has to do because when you're going to put a shadow effect on, let's say higher resolutions, you're not going to get yourself like 60 FPS. Getting into the character selection screen, this do load up a lot of graphical things. So you can just see that we're having 61%, 80% of the GPU in use, 99 almost, there we go. And you can just see that I'm having a 47 FPS. So it's kind of similar to the previous like AMD Ryzen that we've tested before. And now I even like shut down all of, let's say, the details of the shadowing, because that contains too much power from the GPU. But let's get into the gameplay and let's do a quick overview and a gameplay to see if I'm hitting the 60 FPS all the time. So where we had overall great performance when it comes to, let's say, some older fighting games, let's see how far we can push it if you're going to see the latest versions, for example when it comes to the game Tekken 8. So what is convenient that it will actually give us a test bench score saying 269. That sounds not a lot, but that is simply to do because we're using a mini PC at this point. The preset has been set to full HD. So VSync has been enabled, variable rating shading has been set to off, and many features have been set to medium, or maybe even turn it on and off. But we don't need to put the display of frames per second, because we're going to be doing this differently. We're going to be playing and using, of course, a different program.
Round 1. Fight!
Red Roger Radical Edition is absolutely a great title to test bench. We're going back to the indie games, and that has simply to do because this game is crazy demanding. I've been messing around with this game for some time now, and when you think this is just a typical game for like a basic two-dimensional indie game, oh boy, this thing is absolutely crazy when it comes to, I say, everything like the specs and how you can push this thing. So for example, going to be pushing everything to the maximum level and showcasing how, say, the quality can be when it comes to indie games and how demanding it is when it comes to these mini PCs.
You're either having a really good day or a really bad day.
Holy sh! You're alive! Mom has gone mad! Maybe this'll help you on your way.
So the new Beelink is absolutely a beast when it comes for gaming. Yep, you can actually play video games on this. It's just nuts and some emulation. Plug in the controller and you can just have a lot of fun with this. However, it would be fun to check out some more stuff. Let me know in the comments what do you want to see running on this. Thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing and let me know in the comments. And I will see you in the next video.